So creating exceptional real estate experiences for our agents, our customers, and our communities through the passionate delivery of truly remarkable service is our mission. But changing lives is what we do. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of the Distinctive Property Show. We're going to be doing this one old school because Scott Stewart is up in the mountains doing drone and Matterport and all kinds of great stuff. So we miss you, Scott. I guarantee that. So here's old school, episode 21. Live the story you want. So for the last couple, 3 weeks, I've been dealing with some clients and some staff, agents, with some pretty important issues, and they've been kind of weighing up heavy on my heart. I wanted to do a show, I just didn't really know quite how to articulate it. And then yesterday on Facebook, Bill Pipes posted something and it just sort of clicked. And so I'm going to steal R&D, all right, some of the things that Bill had to say to make it a little clearer as to what exactly it is that I'm talking about when I say live the story that you want. Okay? So his title his title is Get a New Effing Story, right? And gosh, you know what? I know it's vulgar. I know that we don't like to say that word, but here's the reality. Don't we? Don't some of us just flat need to get a new story? Quote from Bill. I'm always broke. I'm bad at relationships. Success seems to elude me. I'm just not a morning person. Love that one, right? I can't possibly get up at 5:30. Oh gosh, you know what? I just always have difficult clients. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too short. I'm too tall. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, allow me to add some of my own, right? How about this? You know what? The staff isn't. My staff isn't or is, right? My family is doing something or isn't doing something. My friends are. My leaders are. My spouse is or isn't. Blah, blah, blah. Does any of this stuff sound familiar to you? More Bill Pipes. Our experience of life and our successes and failures are determined by the stories that we choose to buy into and believe. We are the stories that we tell ourselves, period, end of story. When we tell ourselves that we're broke, then we are directing our brain to show us all of the ways that it's true. Tell yourself that you always attract jerks. Guess what? It works with that as well. Say, I always get difficult clients, and watch out. They'll be lined up out the door of your office. So while I totally agree with Pipes on this, right? I mean, you need to start with the right message to yourself. I think there's a little more to the story. And what I mean by that is you can have the start, but if you don't have the behavior in line with what the story is, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, just because I say I'm going to be in shape doesn't mean I suddenly become in shape. Or I say I'm going to sell 200 homes doesn't mean I'm just going to go out and sell them. I have to change the behavior to align with this new story of this incredible person. A while back, I think I might have done an episode on this, or maybe it was just another video, but remember I was talking about seeing is believing? Remember that? And I mean, I believe, no, scratch that. I know for a fact that it's just the opposite. That in order to see the result, to see that thing, you have to have faith, you have to believe in your story. What that means is that you have to walk that story. If you change your behavior to match the person that you want to be, that's when it all happens, right? The behavior, I've said, hey, I'm going to be a rock star father. I'm going to be home by 5:30. I'm going to pick up from football, whatever. Like whatever it is for you, you can't just tell yourself, hey, I'm going to be a rock star father. I'm going to do, oh, it's going to be amazing. And then not be home and not be there for dinner and not be there to be a guide and a mentor and all of the things that you have to be a rock star father, right? That's what I mean. So whether it's your family, your mind, your body, your business, it doesn't matter. Behavior has to align with the story. So here's a question, back to pipes, ready? Where do these stories come from? Like all these stories, well, like all great stories, they're passed down from our parents, friends, church, peers, media. In fact, Harvard Medical School established that 82% of our actions are a conditioned response, meaning that it's been programmed by someone other than ourselves, and then like Pavlov's dog, we are simply executing on a pre-programmed response. Ring the bell, and the dog salivates, and it's the same for us. Well, he goes on to talk about, so if all the stories that we live our lives by are made up by others, and we've just adopted them for ourselves, why not create new, empowering stories for ourselves? Why not write ourselves in as the hero of the story? The one that slays the dragon, that rescues the prince, rides off with rescues the princess. Well, yeah, some of you guys would rescue a prince. Saves the kingdom instead of the puny, the victim that gets pushed around. In this play, I'm the character who sells 200 homes a year, has a high level of discipline, and does it all while being a great husband, father, mother, wife. How much better does that movie sound? The only way we will ever change our outcomes in life is to create a new story and how it relates to all of the crazy, wacko, God-a-minute things that are going to come our way. All of this stuff is fantastic, and thank you so much, Bill, because it worked. It clicked with me. I so appreciate it. So I put a couple of things down here. It kind of go along with some of Bill's stuff. How are we going to change this, right? What's the strategy? What are the steps that I need to take in order to change my story? Number one, you have to be able to answer this question. And listen, guys and gals, do not be a sissy on this one. This is huge. What story owns you? There's a story out there. Like, I don't know if it was something that happened to you when you were a kid. Like, you know that person that's afraid of the water, and you find out that, when they were a little infant or a 3-year-old or whatever, they almost drowned, right? Oh, hey, this could be your brother beat the snot out of you when you were a kid. Like, I don't know, but there's something, right? I don't care if it was a parent that laughed at you or tore you down, or if it was a friend that laughed at your big, audacious, wild goals. Something in you owns you. Some of them can be good, but oftentimes they're the things that keep you from succeeding. So is this story helping you, or is it hurting you? And if it's hurting you, change that today. Not tomorrow, not in a week, right this second. The minute you go, I know exactly what Todd's talking about, change it. We're going to talk more about this. What's your new story going to be? I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I have my spiritual time. I pray. I do my Bible study. I go to the gym. I come home. I make breakfast for the kids. I ship them off to school. I get ready. I say my affirmations. I'm rocking and rolling. I go to work. I do listing appointments, hours of power. I do this many of them. What's your new story? Is that person a rock star in the family, a rock star at the office, a rock star with your friends? What is your new story? You have to believe. You have to put the time into this, folks. You've got to believe and have faith that if you change your behavior and you change the way you're talking to yourself and you push out all of the bad stories that are making your life less than what it should be. It's not the story that you want. In any facet of your life, you got to change it. Change it, believe, and you will see that success. Period. And lastly, boy, oh boy, you better be a warrior. Because I'm going to tell you something. There's a couple of things that are going to happen. Self-doubt, brutal, right? Self-doubt. Oh, man, I don't really think I can make those phone calls today because I didn't get much sleep last night, and the baby woke up, and you know what? I'm just not in the right space. You know what? My mind's just not right today. That's what it is. You know what? But I'm going to make those calls. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make 2 hours of power tomorrow. I got this. That's not a warrior. That's a quitter. That's someone who makes excuses, period. Okay? How about this one? You know what? I'm going to live to my schedule today. I'm going to live to my schedule. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm going to live to my schedule. And then, oh my gosh, did you see? I want to go see that house. Oh, I'm going to do. Oh wait. Oh, I know. Get that marketing piece. I need to get that marketing piece. That is so pretty. Like it's going to be so great, right? No. A warrior prepares, plans, and executes. You have to be a warrior, right? And then here's the other part. There are going to be people that are going to say, hey, Todd, there's no way, man. There's no way. I saw that you put up on the board that you were going to do $30 million in sales this year. Dude, you're smoking the funny stuff, right? It's not happening. Like, you're crazy. Or how about the person, listen, there's people that are going to be close to you. I want you to do this for me, all right? I want you to be a warrior, thick-skinned, and I want you to wait. I want you to do the things and wait for what happens, because someone in your life is going to come up to you, and it might be somebody really close to you that says, have you lost your mind? Like, you're acting weird, right? And I want you to just smile from ear to ear and go, I'm acting different. Because here's what I know. The people that know the old you are going to try to pigeonhole you into you being the old you, and they're not going to understand the new you. They're not going to understand the warrior. They're not going to understand the level 10 person that it takes to have an exceptional life, one that writes their own story. They're not going to get it. There's one more piece to this whole thing, right? Being a warrior is fantastic, right? You have to be authentic, because here's the thing. You know that person that says, oh yeah. Hey, I'm so good at my schedule. I am a time blocking, schedule living machine. I'm so good, absolutely. You know what? I'm so efficient. I couldn't possibly fit in another minute. I love it, right? And then that's the person who stands you up at an appointment or misses an appointment. Here's the thing, you all. There are things that you are going to have to do from a behavioral standpoint in order to live this story. This one, not the old one. Every time you fail to do one of the activities that are necessary, that's that behavior, necessary to have this happen, every time, you're reinforcing the old brain message. Don't do that. Every time you do what you say, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back. I want to get warrior yell and be proud of yourself. It reinforces the new brain message. So here's a question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready to write your own story? If you are, today, own it today. As always, I'm here for you.